There's a radical shift happening in the world of photography today. Photographers everywhere are slowly transitioning from using the traditional DSLR cameras to the modern mirrorless cameras. While this transition may not be as sensational as the shift from film to digital photography, it is every bit as significant and exciting. What is a mirrorless camera? Mirrorless cameras are cameras that have an electronic viewfinder, instead of an optical viewfinder found in DSLRs. The optical viewfinder in a DSLR uses a system of internal mirrors that allows you to see the scene you're photographing directly through the lens. This is how it works. First, the light enters the lens and hits a mirror reflecting it into a prism. Then, the prism reflects the light into a viewfinder, allowing you to see the scene. In contrast, a mirrorless camera allows light to pass through the lens directly onto the image sensor. The optical viewfinder is replaced with an electronic viewfinder that displays what the image sensor sees. In DSLRs, pressing and releasing the shutter button triggers the reflex mirror to flip up and the shutter to open, allowing the light to hit the camera sensor and record an image. Mirrorless cameras, on the other hand, use either a mechanical shutter, which is the default setting, or an electronic shutter. The mechanical shutter setting uses physical shutters to initiate the exposure. It starts with the shutter being out of sight, allowing the sensor to record the scene and transmit it to the viewfinder. When you press the shutter button, the top shutter will momentarily close, then open to expose the sensor for the duration of the shutter speed. Once open, the bottom shutter will close to end the exposure. In contrast, the electronic shutter does not use any physical movements to initiate the exposure. Rather, it relies on activating and deactivating the sensor to capture the image. Are mirrorless cameras better than DSLRs? Mirrorless cameras have many advantages over traditional DSLR cameras. Since mirrorless cameras don't use mirrors or a pentaprism, their bodies can be made more compact and lightweight compared to most DSLR cameras. The electronic viewfinder also enables you to preview live changes to your histogram and camera settings, such as exposure settings, saturation, and white balance. In addition, mirrorless cameras feature contrast detect autofocus and focus peaking, which makes focusing easier and faster on static objects. Mirrorless cameras do have two main disadvantages compared to DSLRs. The first is they have smaller batteries with less storage capacity. This shortened battery life is exacerbated by the fact that the camera needs to be turned on to be able to see through the electronic viewfinder. Mirrorless cameras are also generally more expensive than DSLRs, but with all the unique features, they are undoubtedly a worthwhile investment. Overall, mirrorless cameras are capable of matching, if not outperforming, DSLRs in almost everything, from image quality, video quality, and speed.